Hello and welcome to Video Game Trader TV, where we're filming on location at Buyback Games in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. On today's show, we're taking an exciting look at the very first video game, Tennis for Two. We're also going to be taking a look at Ninja 5.0 for the Game Boy Advance, as well as a look at mom and pop video game stores and find out just exactly what it takes to run one. All this and more right here on Video Game Trader TV. Welcome to Video Game Trader TV, a companion to Video Game Trader magazine from Izadu Publishing. I'm your host, Jim Combs. Now let's start the show off by setting our video game time machines back to 1958, where we take a look at the first ever video game, Tennis for Two, in our History of Games segment. The year is 1958, and the place is Brookhaven National Laboratory, owned by the U.S. government for nuclear research. Brookhaven was open to the public so they could learn about the research Brookhaven was working on. This is where the extraordinary Brookhaven physicist Willie Higginbotham makes video game history. Mr. Higginbotham was not thrilled with the exhibits that were on display for the public, so he decided to design something that people could interact with. Graphing the path of bouncing balls on an oscilloscope screen was an interest to Mr. Higginbotham, so he studied the laboratory's computer. In a few short hours after studying the computer, Mr. Higginbotham was able to design a game he was sure that would win the public over. In October 1958, the game was ready to play. This was a game of tennis. A horizontal line along the bottom and a small vertical line in the center that represented the net were displayed on the oscilloscope. The horizontal line bounced back a ball that moved across the screen when it was hit. Attached to the oscilloscope were two small boxes that each had a button and a knob. With the two controllers attached, this allowed for one of the first two-player games. The knob controlled the angle of return, while the press of the button launched the ball. Everybody who visited Brookhaven loved the game, and with this success, Mr. Higginbotham designed a new version of Tennis for Two to be displayed on a 15-inch screen. Since Mr. Higginbotham never felt like he invented anything that would be a huge success, he never got a patent or had plans to bring his creation to market. This paved the way for such gaming legends as Ralph Baer, who designed the Magnavox Odyssey, which was bundled with a game of tennis, as well as Nolan Bushnell and Al Alcorn's revolutionary arcade game Pong, both released in 1972. Now, it's interesting to note that a lot of historians debate whether Tennis for Two was a computer game or a video game. Me personally, I consider it a video game. Now, have you ever wanted to learn more about your favorite video game characters? Well, now you can with our video game character database. On today's episode, we're taking a look at Nintendo's badass Captain Falcon from the F-Zero series. Captain Falcon is a 37-year-old bounty hunter with a mysterious past. Falcon is the very popular and proud defending champion of the F-Zero Grand Prix and has a reputation for being one of the most notorious bounty hunters anyone has ever seen. Details are very sketchy about Falcon's past. However, it is a known fact that Captain Falcon comes from Port Town and has a clone named Blood Falcon. It is also believed that Captain Falcon has a son who has been seen driving the Blue Falcon. Captain Falcon drives the Blue Falcon machine number 07 with a weight of 2,777 pounds. Captain Falcon has been featured in the following adventures: We have to take a short break, but when we return, we're going to look at mom and pop video game stores as well as a hidden gem, Ninja 5.0 for the Game Boy Advance. All this and much more right here on Video Game Trader TV.
Did you see the latest Nintendo newsletter?
Whoa, nice graphics. I'd like to get my hands on that game.
You mean you haven't played it yet? We can play it on my Nintendo Entertainment System. It's The Legend of Zelda, and it's really rad. Those creatures from Ganon are pretty bad. Octoroks, Tektites, Levers, too. But with your help, our hero pulls through. Yeah, go Link, yeah, get Zelda.
Awesome.
Intense.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Your parents help you hook it up. The Legend of Zelda sold separately.
Did you try Breakout with a moving wall? Did you try Breakout with an extra ball? It's what fun's all about. It's Super Breakout. It's a brand new game from Atari. Have you played Atari today?
If you liked Breakout, you'll love Super Breakout. It's got more color, more sound, and more action. And naturally, it's from Atari.
Have you played Atari today?
Introducing a whole new magazine dedicated to hardcore classic gamers. Video Game Trader Magazine and Price Guide. Each issue is jam-packed with reviews, retrospectives, and more on everything classic gaming. Want to know what your classic games are worth? Video Game Trader offers one of the most accurate price guides you'll find anywhere. Don't miss an issue. Subscribe today and get 6 bi-monthly issues for only $24.95. Video Game Trader Magazine, keeping classic video games alive.
Welcome back to Video Game Trader TV. I'm your host, Jim Combs. Ever find yourself torn between which video game store to shop at and be a loyal customer to? Is it the independent mom and pops, or is it the corporate chains? Ever wondered exactly what the difference is between a corporate store and an independent store? Well, to find out, we went straight to the source. Dan Smith, president and founder of Buyback Games, and Nate Keller, founder of The Game Trader. I'm here with Nate Keller, founder of The Game Trader in Brighton, Colorado. When was The Game Trader founded, and what inspired you to open an independent game store?
I founded The Game Trader in 1998, and I was inspired to open an independent game store because I just felt this area needed a store with more knowledge, a store with more depth. I got tired of going to, say, Walmart to buy a game, or driving down to Denver and coming home empty-handed and not feeling very good about my experience walking into other game stores and them not having the knowledge that I needed. Some of the more corporate chains, and the kids behind the counters treating customers and myself like they were God's gift to games, and condescending, and I felt a store owned and operated by gamers was the better way to go.
How do you feel independent game stores are different than corporate chains?
The independent game store, we have the knowledge, we have the personal touch. We can go out and look for things that a corporate chain can't, like say you wanted an import PlayStation game or a PlayStation 2 game or a Nintendo game. We can try and bring that import in for you, whereas a corporate couldn't do things like that. The hands-on experience when you walk into I don't want to give names, but when you walk into the biggest corporate chain in the country, you can't actually see all the games running. You can't choose a game from the case and have them put it in for you and play it. Oh yeah, this is that game that I played when I was, 11 years old. This is the one I want. So, we keep the TVs and the games running, and you can play anything when you come into the store, which is an advantage to the gamer, especially if you're looking for something and you don't quite remember what it was because all the pictures on the old cartridges look differently. It's the hands-on approach, the hands-on experience, being able to touch it and play it, look at it, talk about it. Oh yeah, I remember that game because, we've been gaming since we were little boys ourselves.